Winston Churchill was once quoted as saying, "Since light travels faster than sound, some people appear bright until you hear them speak." As I grow older, I find myself becoming more and more aware of the harshness in the way we talk to others, particularly to those we're trying to persuade. All you have to do is spend a few minutes perusing your social media feeds to see how prevalent this issue has become. These social media platforms allow us to say whatever we choose, regardless of how hurtful or even untrue our words may be. I've come to believe that social media is akin to drive-by shooters. You can figuratively murder someone while hiding behind a hashtag. But ugly and hurtful words are not limited to social media or to malicious people. Looking back over my nearly 50 years of ministry in churches, I regret to say that I came to know church members who were raised in the church from infancy, attended Sunday school regularly, read their Bible daily, but were cruel and downright mean-spirited in the way they talked to or about others. They were especially defensive or argumentative in defending their views when opposing others who had different views.
Well, isn't that special?
That stark contrast confused me. How could it be, I often asked myself. All I knew was that the inconsistency between their walk and their talk should not be. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians, provides insight into how all of us as Christians should communicate with others when he writes, "Speaking the truth in love." Two words are critical to Paul's instructions: the word truth and the word love. Christians have the obligation to speak the truth of the gospel. This includes telling the truth about humanity's problem, which is sin, and God's solution, which is forgiveness through Jesus Christ. In today's culture, the very idea of truth has become debatable, and biblical truth particularly is derided as outdated or even offensive. As believers, we must continue to engage the conversation and provide an alternative narrative. But speaking the truth to others must be delivered in love. The Greek word that Paul uses in this verse for love is agape. And agape is used throughout Scripture to refer to a pure, a willful, a sacrificial type of love. In other words, it is an act of love that works for the benefit of others. Paul is reminding us that our motivation for sharing the truth should come from a desire to benefit those who hear our words. In all my years of interacting with people, I've witnessed how the truth is more palatable when it is spoken from a heart of genuine love for others. One of the greatest examples of someone who spoke the truth in love was Mother Teresa. As you know, she devoted her life to serving the poor and the destitute in Calcutta, India. She led a life full of love and compassion for others, and as a result was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. In the book titled A Call to Mercy, one of the sisters who worked with Mother Teresa wrote in her testimony for her canonization, if she spoke to a person in deep sin, she would never say, "You are a sinner." She would say, "Jesus wants you to be a saint, and such is wrong." She tried to make that person understand what God was calling them to be. She didn't judge. She would remind everyone of how special they were to God. She knew from Jesus that making people feel loved would challenge them to respond in love. So maybe the next time we have the desire to speak up on an issue, we should take a second and ask ourselves, am I saying this simply to win an argument? Or am I saying this out of a genuine love for the other person? That's something to consider.